Now hey guys, welcome back to yet another video over here on the Airline 320 channel, and today we are doing another video, obviously, because, you know, you're here, where we'll be basically taking a look at dead airlines and why they went dead, basically, and seeing maybe what they could have done differently and, yeah, stuff like that. So make sure to like and subscribe, it is very helpful. I hope you enjoy, and let's get straight into the first airline of today, which is Monarch Airlines. Monarch was basically the UK's emotional support airline. If you were going on a holiday to Spain in the 2000s, there was a very big chance you'd be going with Monarch. They were reliable, they were kind of a chill airline, the yellow livery was clean, and their passengers, mostly British families arguing over who forgot the passports. Classic. So, why did Monarch die? Well, imagine being punch kicked and then drop kicked again. That's basically what happened to them. First, the pound crashed in 2016, meaning fuel suddenly cost as much as a small house. Then Atoll changed all its rules, making Monarch responsible for bringing everyone back to the UK if the airline failed. So the CAA basically said, hey Monarch, if you're going to collapse, it is going to cost you millions. Good luck. And then the final blow, Ryanair and EasyJet showed up and were like, hey, we can do your entire business model but cheaper. And that's how Monarch unfortunately died. We're going to have a look at Air Berlin. So Air Berlin was Germany's other flag carrier, the cool one, the one that wasn't Lufthansa. Their fleet, pretty good. A320s, A330s, 737s, can't complain there. Their service, solid. Their route network, massive, almost too massive. And that was the problem. Air Berlin expanded faster than they could cope with. They bought airlines they didn't need, operated routes they couldn't afford, and then they got bailed out by Etihad, who suddenly went, nah, actually, never mind. The funding just disappeared overnight. And Air Berlin collapsed like someone who'd had a long day at work. Honestly, Berlin deserved a strong hub airline. Now it has Ryanair, who we all definitely love flying with. Alright, next one, Continental Airlines. So, Continental Airlines was basically the good United, which sounds crazy, but it's true. They had good customer service, a clean brand, and that iconic globe tail that United still uses today, which absolutely cooks, by the way. So, what happened? The answer is 2008. The recession struck airlines harder than the poor birds that crashed into US Airlines Flight 1549. Fuel prices shot up, profits went down, and then Continental realised, what if we merged with United? What could possibly go wrong? Spoiler, everything. United took over, cancelled the Continental brand, and suddenly we had one mega airline that somehow manages to lose a guitar every so often. Continental deserved better. The world deserved better. And United is still United. To have a look at the next one of today, which is US Airways. So US Airways was one of those airlines people always forget about until they see an old Airbus with that dark blue tail and go, oh yeah, that airline. They were big in the east coast of the US of A. They had a cool retro vibe, and they were responsible for the miracle on the Hudson. Yes, that one, when they basically decided to hop into Microsoft Flight Simulator and trigger a bird failure. So, why did US Airways disappear? Shock. It was money. They struggled with old aircraft, and they were battling with low-cost carriers like probably Spirit back then. I don't know, Spirit around then? They eventually merged with American, which was basically a mega merger of two airlines that weren't doing so great. After the merger, the US Airlines identity just vanished into the void. Like my thumbnails before I started using bright colours. Yeah, I only just figured out that might be important. And that's US Airways basically. Our final airline of today, which is Spanair, Spain's forgotten airline. But honestly, it was a really important one. It was huge in the 90s and 2000s, especially around Barcelona. They connected Spain like crazy. So why did they collapse? You guessed it, 2008. What a great year for everyone. Spain got hit hard. Passenger numbers dropped, money disappeared, and suddenly Spanair had no way to keep going. Then, unfortunately, high-speed rail arrived on the Madrid-Barcelona route and just stole all their customers. Imagine losing to a train though, like, that couldn't be mixed. Trains are beta male and I'm an alpha. I never take the train, you know. I take planes. I feel like trains always manage to be late, although they're just going backwards and forwards. Government funding run out, and Spanair basically shut down overnight. Like literally overnight. Passengers turning up to the airport found out at the airport that the airline didn't exist anymore. Yeah, imagine turning up and the airline's like, yeah, about that. We kind of don't exist anymore. Which is basically what happened to the play airlines as well, isn't it? We can all agree that Spain deserved better, and to be honest, so did anyone stuck at the terminal that day. That must be mad. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.